Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and welcome to the first installment of Wolfula News. Here's where I'll let you know the latest stuff happening in horror and give you my thoughts on it. I've wanted to try to have some more up-to-the-minute content on the channel, but I don't really want to spend a shitload of time writing and editing news vids when I could be writing and editing reviews. Thanks to this new Toon Me, though, I can be more improvisational and do unscripted vids and save the real work for my main content. If you like this art and the rest used on my channel, follow the artist Stu's accounts at 8therude and 8therude on Twitter. Enough setup though, let's dive into the main story of this vid, the Super Bowl. Well, the horror stuff anyway. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you folks. I didn't watch this year's Super Bowl. I was barely aware it was even happening, and I honestly slept through it, so couldn't tell you what happened during it, don't know who won, don't even know who went up against each other. So, there's that. One thing I do know is that when I woke up, a lot of SpongeBob fans were fucking pissed off, apparently. There was supposed to be a big old tribute to SpongeBob SquarePants' creator, Steven Hillenburg, and the Super Bowl didn't really quite deliver. They just played a short clip from the little Super Bowl cartoon segment that was made famous on the show. But they didn't play the whole thing. They didn't even do their own rendition of it. They didn't really remake it at all. They just played sicko mode, apparently, after they played the SpongeBob clip, so that pissed off a lot of fans. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't really see the real controversy here, because Steven Hillenburg did create SpongeBob, but he didn't write and direct that episode of SpongeBob. He didn't write and direct the Band Geeks episode. So he didn't really necessarily have anything to do with that musical segment at the end of the episode. So I don't really see the controversy. He didn't really create that particular segment. He created a lot of episodes, but not that one. And honestly, there's better ways to pay tribute to Steven Hillenburg than a Super Bowl segment that probably won't be remembered as well. I mean, he was a marine biologist before he became a cartoonist. They could make like a marine biology program named after him, or just name something after him that would have a longer lasting impression on people. That's just my 2 cents on the whole controversy, but this isn't really a SpongeBob SquarePants discussion, honestly. So let's move on to the horror stuff that was announced during the Super Bowl.
Witness an empty space, filled with thousands of screaming people.
Okay, the main cool thing that caught my eye that was announced during the Super Bowl, well, not really announced, but just shown off for the first time with a teaser, was the new Twilight Zone series, which is going to be hosted by Jordan Peele. I believe he's also a producer on it. He might even have a creative role in the series, too, beyond just producing it. It looks really cool. It looks promising. The teaser is just kind of Jordan Peele walking through the Super Bowl, like they pretend that the Super Bowl, suddenly the recording got all fucked up, and then Jordan Peele shows up, and he does this nice little monologue that's super ominous. Like, it looks really cool. It has that sort of Rod Serling feel to it that, you know, other Twilight Zones kind of lacked, but it has Jordan Peele in it hosting, so usually they would just go back to Rod Serling and have, like, archive recordings, but this has a nice sort of ominous feel to it, and a nice little mysterious vibe, at least to the teaser. I mean, I couldn't really tell you what the series is going to be like because the teaser is not really a representation of it, but it could be said that it's a representation of the feel of the series, like what it's gonna be like. And I think it's kind of promising. Like, it sort of gives you a nice little inside look into the feel of what they're trying to go for with this new series. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. Only real snag is that it's going to be a CBS All Access show, which is not necessarily good news. I don't really want to have to subscribe to a new fucking subscription service along with Netflix and Hulu. Like, God, we're just going through the rabbit hole here with all these fucking subscription services. Like, seriously, you know, content producers, could you chill out with the fragmentation of your audience, please? I'd really appreciate it. I don't want to have to spend even more money. You know, that was the whole point of, you know, cable cutting. You don't have to buy all these channels. But now you have to buy all these channels anyway. Guess what? You're a cable cutter. You're kind of stuck now. Ah, boy. Oh, well, but it looks promising. Maybe it'll be worth the extra subscription along with the Disney Plus and all the other shit that's gonna be coming out. God damn it. Oh well.
You know how sometimes things line up? Coincidences?
Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is another Jordan Peele project. This time, Us. Man, he is getting a lot of work. Yes, Us is written and directed by Jordan Peele, and the trailer that they played during the Super Bowl seems to be kind of just the same trailer as before, so not a whole lot new to talk about, but I've never talked about it. And I think it looks like a really interesting movie, like it has a nice sort of ominous feel to it. Like I couldn't really tell you what it's about exactly beyond this family is on vacation, and they run into doppelgangers of themselves that, honestly, I couldn't really tell. Are they trying to kill, are the doppelgangers trying to get rid of their originals or something? Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, maybe they're just trolling them. Like, it seems like the doppelgangers could easily fucking kill and thwart their original characters, because the doppelgangers are like fucking cool, badass versions of the original people, so I don't know. I guess maybe they're trying to sabotage the originals' lives. It looks like an interesting concept. I just don't know what it's about yet. But it's caught my eye. One thing I do know is that I've got my eye on the white people in this movie. They're kind of suspicious. I think they're up to something. I think they're the cause of all this doppelganger nonsense. Or maybe it's just the homeless guy that they saw at the beach. Maybe, but I don't know. I saw Get Out, and you never know. You never know. This is his second one. We'll start to see if there's like a pattern here, okay? We'll start to see. I'm looking forward to Us, honestly. Okay, the final thing I want to talk about that was shown at the Super Bowl is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is a feature film adaptation of the famous children books of the same name. And it's produced by Guillermo del Toro. I am looking forward to this. It looks like the movie is going to be a much more super intense R-rated horror movie compared to the the original books are very gruesome, but they're still kids' books. Like, they just kind of have gruesome illustrations. Like, they're really well known for those fucking just horrifying illustrations. And it looks like the movie does a good job adapting those famous illustrations into live action. Like, they're very faithful adaptations, I really have to say. Like, it looks like it's going to be a very freaky movie. But part of me is a little disappointed that it isn't more of a, for kids kind of thing like the books, because the books were fucking intense. Like, it's surprising that, those were kids' books and that parents let their kids read that shit, but make it a bit more, it would be a shame if, a kid could only go to see this movie if they have an adult with them. Like, I hope it's not a super gory movie or anything like that. Hopefully it's super scary, but it's still something that you can watch with the kids, hopefully. Because I'm disappointed by those Goosebumps movies. Like, those Goosebumps movies pull their punches too much, and my fear with this movie is that it's gonna be punching super hard. Like, come on, give some kids a middle ground where shit can be scary, but, maybe not too intense. I guess we'll see. Hopefully, it hasn't been rated yet, because the teasers really want to make sure that you know that. It has not been rated yet.
This film is not yet rated.
So hopefully, it'll be maybe a PG-13, hopefully. Well, then again, PG-13 isn't super great, but I don't know. I don't feel like an adaptation of these children's books, they just need to look scary. Like, the shit in the movie needs to look scary. It doesn't need to have tons of graphic violence or anything like that. Like, just be scary. Just be scary. Hopefully it does that well, and hopefully, kids will be able to be exposed to those books again through this movie. Hopefully. Hopefully it all works out in the end. Come on. Alright, so that's all I have to say about Super Bowl stuff. Just a few nice little horror things. I think there's also like a super scary commercial somewhere in there, but I'm not talking about fucking commercials. Who cares? Before I go, I want to make sure I talk about the Child's Play remake. Now, the remake is a bit controversial because it's being made alongside the Child's Play TV series, but the creator is not involved in this remake. And it seems like it could sort of interfere with the success of the more official TV show. I guess we'll see how it turns out, but it's sort of interesting to know that this will be the first Child's Play without the creator. And that might be a good thing. Maybe it'll breathe new life in the franchise. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it works out. We haven't really seen anything of it yet besides teaser posters, and I haven't really been all that impressed by the teasers. Hopefully it's good. Apparently a teaser will show sometime this week, apparently by Friday. At least by Friday, so I guess we'll finally find out, and I'll give you my thoughts here about what I thought of this teaser. Hopefully it all works out. I really hope so, because it would suck if there's like another shitty Child's Play movie and it sort of ends up fucking over another Child's Play project. Hopefully it works out. I know I've probably been saying hopefully a lot in this video, but that's really all you could say about some of these uncertain projects. Hopefully it works out. Well, that's all I have to say during this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also make sure to comment below to tell me what you thought of the vid and what you're looking forward to watching this year. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dr. Wolfula, and finally, make sure to try to support me on Patreon. Every little bit helps. I've been Dr. Wolfula. Bye, everybody. See you next time.